Children thrive on routine and structure. Boundaries provide this essential framework, helping them understand acceptable behavior and develop self-control. Without clear limits, children can grow up feeling insecure and unsure of their place in the world. This lack of boundaries often leads to a sense of entitlement, where children expect to get everything they want, precisely when they want it. Imagine a world where no is a foreign word, where every desire is met with instant gratification. This might seem like a child's paradise, but in reality, it's a recipe for disaster. Overindulgence, while often disguised as love, can be incredibly damaging to a child's development. When children are constantly showered with gifts and never experience the disappointment of not getting their way, they develop a skewed perception of the world. They fail to develop crucial life skills like patience, resilience, and the ability to cope with frustration. These children often struggle with relationships later in life, as they find it challenging to navigate the give and take that healthy connections require. Setting boundaries is not about being mean or withholding love. It's about providing children with the tools they need to thrive in an often challenging world. It's about teaching them that their actions have consequences, both positive and negative, and empowering them to make responsible choices. The psychological impact of constant indulgence is profound. Children who grow up believing they are the center of the universe often struggle with a range of issues. They may exhibit narcissistic tendencies, displaying an inflated sense of self-importance and a lack of empathy for others. These children may also struggle with low self-esteem despite their outward appearance of confidence. This seeming contradiction arises from the fact that their sense of worth is externally derived. They rely on constant validation and material possessions to feel good about themselves, rather than developing a strong internal sense of self. Furthermore, overindulged children often struggle with emotional regulation. They are used to getting their way and may lash out with tantrums or aggression when their desires are thwarted. This inability to cope with frustration can lead to difficulties in school, social situations, and later in life, in the workplace. The constant gratification they become accustomed to prevents them from developing the resilience needed to overcome challenges and bounce back from setbacks. This can create a vicious cycle where they avoid difficult tasks or situations, hindering their personal growth and preventing them from reaching their full potential. Sadly, the consequences of unchecked entitlement can be far more serious than childhood tantrums or difficulties making friends. In extreme cases, overindulgence has been linked to violent and even criminal behavior. One tragic example is the case of Ethan Couch, a teenager from Texas who, in 2013, killed 4 people while driving under the influence of alcohol. Couch's defense team used the controversial affluenza defense, arguing that his privileged upbringing and lack of consequences for his actions had left him unable to understand the severity of his crime. While the affluenza defense was widely criticized, the case sparked a debate about the role of overindulgence in shaping a child's moral compass. It highlighted the dangers of failing to instill a sense of responsibility and accountability in young people. Ethan Couch's story is an extreme example, but it serves as a stark reminder that the consequences of unchecked entitlement can be devastating. When children grow up believing the world revolves around them, they are more likely to act recklessly, disregard the needs of others, and engage in risky or even criminal behavior. The link between overindulgence and violence is complex and multifaceted. However, one contributing factor is the lack of empathy that often accompanies this upbringing. When children are constantly the center of attention, and their every whim is catered to, they have little opportunity to develop the ability to understand and share the feelings of others. This lack of empathy can manifest as aggression and a disregard for the well-being of others. In their minds, the world revolves around them, and other people are simply there to meet their needs. This sense of entitlement can fuel frustration and anger when they are inevitably faced with situations where they don't get their way. Moreover, overindulged children are often deprived of opportunities to learn healthy coping mechanisms for dealing with frustration and anger. They haven't had to develop the resilience needed to navigate challenges and setbacks, making them more likely to react with aggression when confronted with obstacles. This is not to say that all overindulged children will become violent.